Hey Royals, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Ignore the dinosaur patterns in the background. I am in my son's room, so he has dinosaur bedding. Anyways, let's get into today's video. Today I'm going to be talking about how to have a successful lock journey. This is not my first set of locks. This is my second set of locks. My first set I had about 250 locks. This set I have about 470. So I wanted to share with you just some tips that I have to make your lock journey more successful. So let's get into the video. Okay, number one tip is to let go of expectations and also let go of your doubts. It's important to go into your lock journey with an open mind and do not compare your locks or what your locks will look like with other people's locks, because everyone's hair is different, everyone's hair texture is different. Of course you can find people who have similar hair textures. I've gotten messages like that pretty often, like, oh, I finally found someone who has my hair texture, who has installed Microlocs. So that is okay, but when you start to compare and idolize other people's locks over your own, you're not going to be happy with your locks overall, and you're not going to have a successful lock journey. You would actually be surprised how much your natural hair flourishes within a lock journey. So if you have concerns like, oh, I think my hair is too fine, or I think my hair is too short, it's important to really think about the fact that this is a journey that you've never gone on before. So going into a lock journey, which is basically a lock journey, should at least embody minimal, low tension, all those sort of things. They're going to benefit your hair a lot, and also less products. So you're putting less products in your hair. Basically everything should be simplified in a lock journey. You would be surprised how much your hair will flourish. People with fine hair often, I've seen like a bunch of videos on YouTube, people with fine hair, they get locks and all of a sudden their hair is luscious and it looks fuller and thicker. And for me, I started on 2 to 3 inches of hair. That is very short hair. But I was confident that my hair would, develop, grow into itself. Now I'm 20 months locked and a bit, and this is what my hair looks like now. I am due for a retie, but we're just embracing the frizz right now. I'm also about 39 weeks pregnant, so I could go into labor any day pretty much. So I'm really trying to finish this retie in time. But yeah, pray for me, because I would love to go into labor with a fresh retie. That would just be ideal. Anyways, that was off topic. Don't shy away from a lock journey just because you have fine hair or because you have short hair. Those are like the most common concerns or complaints about, or the most common concerns people have when they're going into, or when they want to go into a lock journey. Other things are like heat damage, color damage. I say start with the healthiest hair possible. So that's just a side bonus tip. Start with the healthiest hair possible. Just going to allow your hair to really shine and do its thing. Once you get your locks, keep your routine simple. People are often like a little bit surprised about how little I do to my hair, but I've seen the effects that doing too much, I've seen the outcome of that with my first lock set. So I have evidence. Look back on my channel and you'll see, and then compare how my hair looked then to how my hair looks now. I'm due for a wash, but I'm going swimming with my son tomorrow, so I'm not washing my hair until after pool day. But my hair is so healthy. I did a rinse on it once. I'll get into rinses in a second, but now it's back to my natural hair color. I've gotten a bit lighter at the ends because of summertime and the sunshine. Get a good clarifying shampoo. That is especially important in the beginning stages because you don't want anything to encourage your locks to loosen. Second, get a shampoo to treat whatever issues you may have. For me, it's like dry scalp, dandruff. So I have 2 shampoos that One is for clarifying, and then the other one targets whatever issues I have. If you have dull hair, find something that promotes shine. Find a lightweight oil. I love almond oil, I love olive oil, and also find a heavy oil to use in moderation. For me, I love castor oil. If my hair is feeling really dry, especially in the winter, I love castor oil from my edges, and I love it for the ends of my hair. The middle shaft, not so much, but the ends are the oldest part of your hair, so you can really put something like castor oil on your ends, but in moderation. Our hair really doesn't need a lot. Throughout the week, your natural oils are going to nourish your hair and your scalp. Wash day is just used to reset that, not add too much back in, but not add too little. So it's just about finding balance, finding a simple routine. Once your locks mature though, I'm getting close to that point, I'm not fully locked yet, I'm getting there. Once your locks mature, I would say it's safe to venture into somewhat of a more moisturizing routine and finding a more moisturizing shampoo. But stick with the clarifying. I always say double shampoo is best. Don't wash your hair just once. The first wash is just a warm up. The second wash is what really makes your hair squeaky clean. But find a moisturizing shampoo, not too moisturizing. Again, it's about finding that balance. I do have a video on my channel about my favorite Loc shampoos at the moment. And I will be doing an updated video on my favorite, well, I found an amazing anti-dandruff shampoo. So make sure to subscribe to find out what that shampoo is. Moisturizing shampoo can be used every other week, maybe once a month. If your hair is really dry, I'm sure it'd be safe to use that every week with a clarifying shampoo. Just find your groove, find your routine, and if you take the time to learn your hair, you're going to be the one who understands your hair the best and how it responds to certain products. So just keep that in mind. Tip number 3 is to stay on track with maintenance. Maintenance is a huge integral part of a successful lock journey. When I let my retie go 8 weeks, almost 8.5 weeks, I lost 2 locks. Lately, I've been keeping up with the 6 weeks, and my hair, my roots and the foundation is very strong. Now, I'm like about a week away from my due date, and I'm going to start my retie on probably tomorrow after I do my whole wash day routine. So I'm really hoping that I can finish in time. If not, my mom is coming to visit me, so hopefully, well, she already offered to help me do my retie, so I think we can finish it on time. Stick with a retie or retwisting schedule. This is so crucial. 6 weeks is ideal. If your hair grows a little bit slower, you might find that you can stretch that to 8 weeks. For me, once I hit 6 weeks, I have a lot of new growth. So, and if your hair grows faster than mine, maybe you need to do 5 weeks. Find that, that time frame that works for your hair. If you're doing a self retie, put time aside. Stretch it out over a week. Don't stress yourself out if you don't have to. Do a couple of sections each day, and make a plan. Okay, I want to finish this in a weekend, or I want to finish this in 7 days. I want to finish this in 5 days. Just set those goals in your mind so that it doesn't get out of hand. And you don't want to stretch your retie time frame to like 2 weeks, because by then you already have growth at the back, but then the front is fresh. I do not recommend going over 8 weeks. Tip number 4 is to be patient. And this is so important in a lock journey. So important, because the changes do not happen overnight. It's not like getting braids or something that's just like quick turnover. This takes months, sometimes years, to be fully locked. And obviously all of us, our goal is like to be fully locked, because once you're fully locked, it's like everything just flows into place, and you don't have to be as careful necessarily with your hair in terms of products that you're using. Being fully locked is just amazing, but it's not going to happen right away. take pictures and videos maybe on a monthly basis, and you will see how much your hair changes. And you see yourself every day when you look in the mirror, when you wake up to brush your teeth. So you're gonna be like, I don't see, like my hair looks the same. But then when you go back and reference a photo from 3 months ago, you're gonna see how much growth has happened, how much your locks have thickened, or how the frizz has, you know, gone away. For me, the frizz is definitely going away, but it's kind of hard to recognize that when you don't have pictures to look back on or videos to look back on. Definitely document your journey. And also, chances are you're gonna look back at those different stages kind of missing them. I looked back at when my hair was like this short and it was a vibe, you know, but I'm very happy to be seeing the growth. Obviously, it's encouraging to see the growth because for most people, the point of a lock journey is to get that length. Tip number 5, get creative. Try out different styles. Try out different ways to curl your hair. It's very easy to get stuck in, like, some people, they're braid out girls, you know who you are. Some people are twist out girls. Try more. Try perm rods, try flexi rods, try pipe cleaner curls, try Bantu knots, and then Bantu knot outs. It gives you this really fluffy, voluptuous curl. Try bigger braids, try smaller braids. There are so many different ways to manipulate your hair, and it makes your lock journey a lot more fun. In terms of color, I wouldn't recommend experimenting with color until you are fully locked. Now, I did experiment with color before I'm not fully locked right now, but even earlier on in my journey. I have that on my channel, but it was a semi-permanent rinse, so I knew it wasn't going to alter my hair in any way because I did a lot of research. And my favorite brands for semi-permanent are Clairol Professional and Adore, because they don't damage your hair and they're not going to dry out your hair. And my hair is proof of that. Also, a semi-permanent does not last long. Just a couple of washes and then you're back to your regular color, or your natural hair color. If you want to drastically lighten your hair, go to a reliable professional. Not just any professional, because a lot of people can, have a salon, have a business, but they really don't know what you're doing. So they really don't know what they're doing. So make sure to do your research. Find someone who's reliable and who has knowledge about locks. That's very important. If you don't want to go to a professional, you want to save some money, then try a hair dye with no bleach in it. I know that Napsa the New Black, she just colored her locks. I'm sure you guys follow her. She just colored her locks and they still look really healthy. She said there was no bleach in the box dye, so that's another option. Also, she only went a couple of shades lighter, so she wasn't going for like blonde, In terms of going darker, like I said, try out a rinse first, see how you like it, because sometimes black can be really, really harsh, but there are different types. There's black brown, there's blue black, there's purple black, so there's natural black. So there are different shades that you can try out just to see what works best with your skin tone before you go in with a permanent color. But keep in mind, dyeing your hair permanent black is extremely hard to get out of your hair. So if you want to go lighter after that, you are definitely going to get some damage. But I'll link up here, whichever side, I'll link my semi-permanent rinse experience. And I really liked my results. I still have the hair dye, so maybe in the fall again I will try it out. We'll see. But I really like my natural hair color in the summer because it feels very kissed by the sun because the ends get lighter. Anyway, those are all of my tips for today. These are like things that I remind myself about to have a successful lock journey. Remember to also have fun with your lock journey, and I say that to myself as well because as much as I love my hair, of course there are some things that I want to change. I've complained about how my hair is growing in and all the different layers, but that doesn't mean that I don't love my hair. I love my locks, but I do know how I want my locks to look in the future, and it's just not going to be a layered vibe. I would like to have a blunt cut, all the same length. Anyways, we'll get there when we get there. For now, of course, I'm embracing this, taking lots of pictures because this is part of my journey and I love it. I would never, locks are just me, you know, locks are just, they just fit my vibe. And if you know, you know. If you have locks, you understand the vibes. So that is it. Like I said, that's it for this video. I just wanted to get this out because I've been getting a lot of messages, so many people, so many women wanting to start their locks. So this is just some encouragement, some tips for how to not just start your lock journey, but how to have a successful one. So that's it for this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.